Coming up on this episode of WJMH Reports, take a look at a recent event held at John Marshall recognizing young authors.
Then we'll introduce you to the newest members of the John Marshall High School's Wall of Fame.
Lastly, see this week's spotlight on a beautiful place with a religious history.
Stay tuned for that and more right here on WJMH Reports.
Welcome to this edition of WJMH Reports. I'm Audrey Ferguson.
And I'm Emma Straight.
On Wednesday, March 26, 21 student authors from grades 1st through 10th were recognized at the annual Young Writers' Tea at John Marshall High School. That's this week's top story. During the tea, each of the authors read their one-of-a-kind narratives in front of their friends and family. The Marshall County Literacy Council sponsors the local contest as a way to inspire the next generation of authors. Literacy facilitator for Marshall County Schools, Jeannie Blake's favorite part about the Young Writers Contest is this event.
I love getting to put the students' voice with their story and getting to meet their personalities. And it's very entertaining to me. It's neat because I've read them all a bazillion times trying to get ready for tonight and making sure everything's perfect. And it's nice to hear their voice and to hear what they wanted to come through with their story.
Each school has their own contest, and the winners from the individual contests go on to compete with the county. Those winners are then able to attend their Young Writers' Tea. Students must write and submit their entries during the school day to ensure that their writing is their own. The Young Writers Contest gives students the opportunity to write creatively instead of for a report. One of the county-wide winners, Dorothy Sampson, has been participating in the contest for several years and enjoys using her imagination in her stories.
I've been doing Young Writers contests since I think I was in 3rd grade, and I've just really enjoyed them every year because I get to use my creativity. So I've just overall really liked them. Yeah.
The Literacy Council puts a lot of work into the event every year, as the contest has been in place through Marshall University since 1984. The winners from the county then go on to compete in the statewide competition. State winners were notified in March but will not be announced to the public until Young Writers Day on May 2nd, 2025, which will be held at the University of Charleston.
The 19th Annual Wall of Fame banquet was recently held in the John Marshall High School main commons. 4 people were inducted at this banquet in recognition of their hard work for our community. This year's inductees were Susie Baker, Lee Thomas Cook, Joseph Komorowski, and Harold Vitale. The Wall of Fame committee members who helped with the event were WVU professor Hal Gorby, retired teacher Sherry Pivick, retired administration Dave Takich, teachers Dave Parsons, Aaron Parsons, and Lisa Kiss, and business owner Jason Turner. The Farmhouse Peddler donated flowers for the event with donations by Wildflower Events and catering by Alexander's on 7th.
The John Marshall High School Music Department held its 5th annual percussion concert last week. Students Joey Armstrong, Sydney Gray, and Lizzie Howard directed this event under the direction of Mr. Joshua Garrett. The concert started at 6:30 p.m. in the JMHS Center for Performing Arts and featured the JM Percussion Ensemble award-winning rendition of Ivan Trevino's Pajarito, along with a tribute to Stomp. It's a busy time of year for the music department, and many spring concerts are taking place. The JMHS Music Department will also be holding a concert choir show that will take place at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, April 24th. A Monarch Choir show at 2:30 p.m. on Sunday, April 27th, and a strings concert with grades 4 through 8 playing at 6 p.m. and grades 9 through 12 playing at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, April 29th. All shows will take place at the John Marshall High School Center for Performing Arts.
Technology Student Association, or TSA, is a student-run organization where students learn to lead in a technical world. The students direct and hold their officer elections and choose from 35 different areas of a technology-based competition. TSA faculty advisor at John Marshall, Thomas Romick, believes TSA is important because the world of technology is ever-changing, and students having adaptive skills will help them.
Getting students over the fear of pushing a button or taking a chance or making a decision, good, bad, or neutral, has merit in whatever workplace they're headed to.
John Marshall's TSA team recently went to the West Virginia State Conference, and all teams were very successful. Harmon Crawford and Lindsay Jones received the first place in biotechnology design. Alina Holliday, Jasper Murrin, and AJ Pintus received first place in engineering design. Three-year state champions Sophie Crum and Sarah Hill received the first place in kayak regatta. Ada Wood was awarded first place in logo design. Video game design by Harmon Crawford, Landon Morgan, and Dominic Petrucci received first place. The last first place awarded was Landon Morgan and Dominic Petrucci for technology problem solving. Music production by Alina Holliday, Jasper Murrin, and AJ Pintus was awarded second place. Finally, Harmon Crawford, Jasper Murrin, and AJ Pintus received third place for Technology Bowl. Executive Secretary and Treasurer of West Virginia TSA, Megan Pintus, was also awarded the Honorary Lifetime Member Award. This award is handed out once a year to someone that the officers believe have made a lasting impact on West Virginia TSA. The next step for the students is them traveling to Nashville, Tennessee for the national conference from June 27th through July 1st.
Coming up after this break, we'll take a look at an exciting competition that John Marshall recently held to encourage kids to come to school.
Stay tuned for that and more coming up on WJMH Reports.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Audrey Ferguson.
And I'm Emma Strait.
John Marshall High School recently held an attendance competition through the month of March. WJMH reporter Angelina Hott has more on that.
Attendance March Madness was a great way to start March here at JM. Students competed within their first period classes to see what class could come out on top with the best attendance by the end of March. This competition encouraged students to show up to school every day throughout the only school month without any scheduled days off. John Marshall High School Assistant Principal Gavin Hartle believes Attendance March Madness is very helpful for students because it brings excitement into coming to school.
I just think it adds a little bit of extra incentive. It's just something fun that gives the teachers and students something to work for, while also trying to obviously achieve the goal of getting students in school so they can learn.
All classes were entered into a bracket at the beginning of March, and every week, classes who had perfect attendance moved up. At the end of the month, the class that had the best attendance won a donut party for their class, as well as a trophy. The students really loved this competition, and it brought some excitement to the end of the school year. JM student Tori Finley from one of the last two battling classes loved this competition.
So I really like this competition because it gave us an incentive to reward us for coming to school, and a lot of us, especially our class, comes to school every day, and to be rewarded for coming to school, it was really nice to be recognized for our attendance.
John Marshall plans to hold this competition every year as it was very helpful in encouraging better attendance in students. This competition also helped the county with the Strive for 95 goal this year that encouraged students to have better attendance and miss 9 or less days of school in the 2024-25 school year. Reporting from John Marshall High School, I'm Angelina Hott with WJMH Reports.
Thanks, Angelina. Although the competition is to have some fun at the end of the year, it is still important to come to school on time every day to ensure that you reach the 95% goal. We would like to congratulate Mr. Melko's class for winning Attendance March Madness 2025.
On the last episode of WJMH Reports, we went over the April and some of the May dates for Marshall County Spring Cleanup. Other dates for the spring cleanup include May 16th and 17th at the City Garage in Glendale and the Sam Shaw Walking Trail in Moundsville. On May 30th and 31st, dumpsters will be at the Industrial Park in Benwood. There will also be one set up at the old football field in McMecken on those dates. Lastly, on June 14th, dumpsters will be located at the Riverfront Park at Riversweep. Also on May 17th, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., the e-recycle will be at John Marshall High School North parking lot. They will be accepting cars and light truck tires, but they must be 17 inches or smaller. White goods, electronics, computers, air conditioners, humidifiers, and dehumidifiers. For more information, you can call the Marshall County Solid Waste Authority at 304-780-9866. Again, for more information, call 304-780-9866.
Monarch Stadium Community Night has returned. Every Sunday in April and May from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., the community is welcome to go to the track to walk, run, and kick some field goals to get some practice or just to hang out with friends. While the track will open to all ages, no pets are permitted.
A special guest is making his way to Ogilby Park. Hop on over to the Glessner Auditorium this weekend, the weekend of April 18th, for breakfast with the Easter Bunny. Along with a delicious assortment of breakfast foods, there will also be magic, balloon art, face painting, and character meet and greets. If you'd like to attend the event and meet everyone's favorite bunny, call 304-243-4000 to make a reservation. Reservations are required, so be sure to call and save your spot. Again, that number is 304-243-4000. For more information, visit ogilby.com. Again, visit ogilby.com.
The Good Zoo will hold an Easter treasure hunt April 18th and 19th. At the event, kids will receive treat baskets to carry around the zoo. As they follow the path and see all the different animals the Good Zoo has to offer, they'll stop at different stations to collect special treats to add to their treat basket. To register for the event online, visit ogilby.com/Easter-treasure-hunt. Again, make sure to visit ogilby.com/Easter-treasure-hunt. Coming up after the break, WJMH Media anchor Angelina Hott will sit down with a chapter of the United Way to talk about how they help the community.
WJMH Reports will return after this short break.
Marshall County Schools is currently accepting applications for substitutes in the following categories: aide, bus driver, cook, custodian, secretary, and teacher. Get more details about the openings at mcsjobs.net. Interested? Apply at mcsjobs.net.
Welcome back to WJMH Reports. I'm Angelina Hahn. The United Way of the Upper Ohio Valley is a local nonprofit organization working to improve health, education, and financial stability in those in their community. Joining me now is our local chapter of the United Way Executive Director, Stacy Stevens.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining. How long have you been working for the local United Way?
So I've been there for 2 years. Prior to that, I was at Augusta Levy Learning Center for 17 years.
What is the main purpose of the United Way?
So the main purpose of the United Way is to basically bring people together. Throughout the year, we do an annual campaign to raise funds for local nonprofit organizations and their programming. So we will raise money throughout the year, and then coming up in April, we actually have an allocations process where we ask volunteers from the community to come, and they sit on the panels. Our agencies come and they present for their programming, and then we award those allocations sometime the end of or middle of May. And then they will have those for the following year. So we just try to help support some of those programs like the dental clinic, Wheeling Health Right, Girl Scout scholarships, YWCA. We support almost 30 programs locally throughout 7 counties in the Ohio Valley.
And what counties do you serve and how do you serve them?
So we serve Tyler, Wetzel, Marshall, Ohio, Brooke, Hancock, and Belmont County in Ohio. And the way we serve them is serving those agencies. We also do a program called Lace Up for Kids, where we provide brand new tennis shoes to children returning to school in the summer, and we do that throughout all 7 counties. In December, we partner with the Wheeling Police Department and the Belmont County Sheriff's Office, where we do Operation Toy Lift at the Ohio Valley Mall, and we collect toys for kids for Christmas. And then we let local nonprofit agencies come shop for their clients, and that's throughout all 7 counties as well. Lately, we have partnered with the House of the Carpenter on a backpack program, so that's supplying bags of food to kids in local schools. We're trying to expand that program to all 7 counties eventually. So that's just a sample of the way that we serve those 7 counties. We do a lot of fundraisers. This year we do celebrity scoopers, and we're taking that on the road. So we are planning on doing that throughout the 7 counties. So we're going to be bringing celebrity scoopers to a county near you, and just trying to fundraise. And we do Jefferson Fridays down in Moundsville. We volunteer down here for Sarah Shaw Wood, and do some of that. So we just try to get out there and meet people in the community and bring everyone together.
What kind of special events do you host, and what are some that are upcoming?
Okay, so in May, we have the 80s Extravaganza. So this is the 2nd year for that, at Route 40 Lumberjacks. And it's $25 to get in. You can come listen to Tongue in Cheek. It's an 80s night, so you can dress up. It's unlimited axe throwing. We have a food truck, Ideal Provisions there. We'll be providing food for everyone. It's just a fun night. And then, like I said, we have celebrity scoopers this summer coming up. And then we are actually partnering in September with the Jefferson County United Way and the Brooke County Chamber of Commerce for a somewhat Dancing with the Stars up north. So it'll be up in Weirton or Steubenville at St. Florian Hall. So that'll be September 20th. We have Day of Caring coming up in September. That's where a lot of businesses let their employees come and volunteer. Last year we had over 206, I think, volunteers come for 26 projects throughout the Ohio Valley, throughout those 7 counties. This year we're projecting that's going to be even larger. We have the Chili Cook-Off coming up in June, and that's a partnership with the city of Wheeling that they put on. We go down to the waterfront. You can come down and taste some great chili, so that'll be coming up in June. We have lots of events, so it's pretty much nonstop, and at any time we're probably having an event that month. So you can check our calendar on our website as well.
And what is your favorite thing about working with the United Way?
My favorite thing is just helping people in the community. Recently, East Ohio Regional Hospital, some of their employees had not been paid for several weeks. And I was thinking, this is what we're here for, the United Way, is to help these kind of people. So we just started making some phone calls a lot to our partner agencies, such as Community Breadbasket in Weirton, Salvation Armies, Catholic Charities here in Wheeling, if they would make their food pantries available to some of those employees if needed. And then I made a call to Susie Nelson at the Community Foundation, and she was able to get us a grant for $50,000 from the River Valley Health Foundation. We also had an anonymous donation of $15,000, and then we just recently got another $1,000 donation. So we've been able to help them with some of their utilities or rent or car payments, and just doing things like that in the community for these people that, they're hardworking people, they're trying to make a living, and it wasn't, in their control that this happened. So just trying to help people. I love the Lace Up for Kids program, and I love Operation Toy Lift, which is probably my favorite.
Well, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
If you would like to donate to the Upper Ohio Valley chapter, you can go to their website at unitedwayuov.org and click on Give. Again, that's unitedwayuov.org and click on Give. Coming up, see how students interested in government can be involved in the community. Stay tuned for that and more on WJMH Reports.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
Welcome back. We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Audrey Ferguson.
And I'm Emma Cherry.
Joining us for sports and entertainment news is WJMH anchor Angelina Hott.
Thank you, Audrey and Emma. During the carpentry program's 5th, 6th, and 7th periods, Chuck Grasick of Roofers Local 188 visited to give a presentation about the roofing for the students. During the presentation, Grassick spoke about opportunities that are available after graduation, including summer employment as well as incentives for students who plan to enter the military. He also provided demonstrations of rubber roofing, shingles, and metal roofing for the students to get some hands-on experience, benefiting not only the students but also Grassick, as he could see what the students were capable of. John Marshall Carpentry teacher Matthew Eli believes that it is very important for students to learn about the opportunities available, since they are setting them up for not just jobs but careers.
These guys are going to be able to walk out of a high school graduation and start an apprenticeship the next week making real money. You know, some of these start out $20 an hour and above with full pensions and benefits, and it's just a good thing for these guys. They've got these opportunities available.
The Carpentry program is a John Marshall High School Completer CTE course. You may apply as a sophomore your second semester and partake in an interview to take the class your junior and senior year. Although interviews for the upcoming year have already taken place, you may still talk to your counselor if you are interested. The Youth Leadership Association, also known as YLA, is a club for the next generation of community, civic, and business offered at the John Marshall High School, as well as other schools around the country. The YLA organization traces its roots back for over a century, and its programs have continued to make an impact on the lives of the young people involved. Their goal is to continue to provide valuable opportunities for the youth to prepare them for leadership while also allowing them to get a glimpse into how our government works. Vice President of the John Marshall chapter of YLA, Sarah McBee, is helping the organization make an impact in the community.
While we fulfill both a sort of leadership level and also community service level, I think YLA really makes an impact in the lives of young leaders and young kids and our communities.
John Marshall's YLA recently attended Model United Nations hosted at the University of Charleston. The organization has also been prepping to attend their annual Youth in Government conference held at the Capitol in Charleston. The Strand Theater is hosting its annual yard sale. Donations will take place on April 19th from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m., on April 21st through the 24th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. The theater is asking for gently used household goods, no clothing or shoes. Drop-off donations will be accepted at the theater at 811 5th Street, Moundsville, West Virginia. If you can't make it during those times, you can call Becky at 304-281-0647. You can also visit their website at strandtheaterwv.com. The yard sale will be open for business April 26th from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. and again at 12:30 p.m. until 2 p.m. At 12:30, there will be a clearance sale with 50% off individual items, or you can fill a box for $5. Again, if you have any questions, you can contact Becky at 304-281-0647, or you can visit their website at strandtheaterwv.com. The Marshall County Childhood Cancer Awareness Corporation is holding a Mommy and Me party for any mothers or caretakers and their children to attend. The event will take place at Gateway Achievement School Saturday, April 26th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Some activities included will be raffles, drawings, and a style show for the children to showcase their outfit for the day, pictures, and lunch. Tickets can be purchased at Designs and Logos in Moundsville for $25 for the child and parent, and $10 for any additional attendees. All proceeds made from the event will go towards the Marshall County Childhood Cancer Awareness Corporation.
Coming up next, we'll introduce you to this week's JM Staff Member of the Week.
Stay tuned. WJMH Reports will return after this break.
Marshall County Schools is currently accepting applications for substitutes in the following categories: aide, bus driver, cook, custodian, secretary, and teacher. Get more details about the openings at mcsjobs.net. Interested? Apply at mcsjobs.net.
We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Audrey Ferguson.
And I'm Emma Straight.
It's time to introduce this member's Staff Member of the Week, CTE teacher Joseph Kuski.
Kuski teaches management and business law and intro to business and has been teaching at John Marshall for 27 years. His goal is not only to teach students, but to make his classroom feel like an actual workplace.
In the classroom, I like to try to build sort of a community type feeling. Try to get people to kind of feel comfortable getting things done, but where it's okay to be able to have conversations about things. And
John Marshall is lucky to have a teacher as dedicated and patient as Joseph Kuski. He is truly a significant asset to the teaching staff. We want to say thank you to Joseph Kuski for his hard work and for being this week's Staff Spotlight.
Rated in July 2012 as one of the 8 religious wonders to see in the USA, Prabhupada's Palace of Gold, located past Limestone in New Vrindavan, is a sight to see. The palace is of religious descent, and the history is fascinating. Construction for the palace started in 1973 and was only meant to be a simple home, but Lord Krishna had other plans. Without the help of expert architects or experienced artisans, devotees built a structure without blueprints for their spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. While still holding its religious purpose, it also serves as a tourist spot for people visiting Marshall County. When leaving the Palace of Gold, tourists can also visit the Rose Garden, where there are over 3,000 bushes and 150 varieties of roses. Hours to visit the palace from March to April are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. From May through August, it's open 10 a.m. through 7:30 p.m., and September through December, they're open 10 a.m. through 4:30 p.m. Tours for the palace begin every 30 minutes inside the main palace lobby entrance. For more information on tours, events, or a more in-depth history of the palace, visit palaceofgold.com or call 304-843-1600. Again, that's palaceofgold.com or call 304-843-1600.
Now let's take a look at this week's In Pictures, brought to you by WJMH anchor Audrey Ferguson.
Guys, it's officially track season, which means more variety with the weekend picks.
Thank you for those pictures, Audrey. Those athletes look real fast.
Yeah, I really like the pictures this week, Audrey.
Thank you. We'd like to thank our loyal viewers for tuning in to another episode of WJMH Reports. We'd also like to thank WLU-TV and Xfinity for airing WJMH Reports. We'll be back soon with our final episode of the year with more stories from around the community right here on WLU-TV and YouTube. For Emma, Angelina, and everyone here at WJMH Media, I'm Audrey Ferguson. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at Marshall County Schools is currently accepting applications for substitutes in the following categories: aide, bus driver, cook, custodian, secretary, and teacher. Get more details about the openings at mcsjobs.net. Interested? Apply at mcsjobs.net.